Hey there everyone, welcome to the ultimate guide on DDL commands, your gateway to mastering the language of databases. So let's get started. DDL, Data Definition Language. Commands are a set of SQL commands used to define the structure of a database schema and manage its objects. These commands allow you to create, modify, and delete database objects such as tables, indexes, and views. Here are some common DDL commands: create, alter, drop, and truncate. Now, let's look into each of them one by one. Create table. It's a DDL command used to create a new table. Now, let's look at the syntax. It starts from the keyword create table and then the table name, open bracket, the column and the data type. And it keeps on going for the number of columns you have for the table. Then close the bracket and end it with a semicolon. In this example, you can see that we are creating a table called employees. So we will write create table employees, open bracket. Then the first column is the employee ID, which has a data type of integer. So it will be employee ID, then int. And the next column is first name, which is of string data type. So it will be first name and varchar 50, comma, then last name, which is also a string data type, varchar 50, close the bracket and then semicolon. When we execute this command, we can see that the resultant table consists of three columns, that is employee ID, first name and last name. And it has no value of it because we have just created the table and it has no value for now. Later, as we progress on, we will get to know how to enter data into the tables. The alter command in SQL is used to modify the structure of an existing database object, such as table. It allows you to add, modify, or drop columns, constraints, indexes, and other properties of the database object. In SQL, the alter command with an add is used to add new column or constraints to an existing table. Here's the basic syntax for adding a new column to an existing table. It starts with the keyword alter table, then the table name, and then write add, the column name, and the data type. Now, let's look at an example to understand it better. The first table is the table which is already existing in the database, which has employee ID, first name, and last name. Now, if you want to add another column called email, how can we do it? We can write alter table, the table name that is employees, then add, the column name that we want to add is email, and the data type is string, so we will use varchar 100. So if you execute this syntax, the resultant table will have the four columns, employee ID, first name, last name, and email. And the email column will have all null values because we haven't entered any specific value to it. To drop a column in SQL, you can use the alter table statement followed by the drop column clause. Here's the syntax: alter table, table name, the word drop, and then the column name, followed by a semicolon. Now, let's look at an example to understand it better. In this example, we have a table called employees with the following columns: employee ID, first name, and last name. Now, if you want to drop the last name column from this table, you can write this syntax: alter table, the table name that is employees, drop, and the column that you want to remove, that is last name. And then you can see that in the resultant table, the last name column is removed. To rename a column in SQL, you can use the alter table statement followed by the rename column clause. Here's the syntax: alter table, table name, the word rename, then column, the old name to new name, followed by the semicolon. Now, let's look at an example to understand it better. In this example, you have this table called employees with the following columns: employee ID, first name, and last name. Now, if you want to rename the first name column to just F name, how can we do it? Write alter table, the table name that is employees, rename, then the term column, first name, that is the column you want to change, to F name, the name that you want to give it to it, and then end it with a semicolon and execute it. And now you can see that in the resultant table, the first name column has been changed to F name. The truncate table command is used to quickly delete all rows from a table, effectively truncating it. However, it removes all the rows in the table, not just specific columns. Here's the syntax for the truncate table command: truncate, table, and then the table name. Now, let's look at an example. Now, if you want to truncate the table employees, how can we do it? Just write truncate table and then the table name that is employees. And then you can see that all the rows has been deleted from the table, only the column headers are left. This will effectively delete all rows from the employee table, leaving the table structure intact. However, remember that it cannot be rolled back, so use it with caution. So, that's all for this guide. In this guide, we have explored the fundamental aspects of data definition language commands in SQL, essential for anyone looking to wield the full power of databases. From creating tables to altering the structures, and from defining constants to dropping objects, DDL commands are the backbone of database management. Whether you're a novice seeking to build a solid foundation or an experienced professional aiming to refine your skills, mastering DDL commands is the key to effective database administration. So, roll up your sleeves, practice these commands, and unlock a world of possibilities to manage your data efficiently. Until next time, see you.